Most people think founders make decisions using data, logic, and strategy decks. That's a lie. Because I have sat across from founders raising millions, building health tech companies, running home care organizations, and I can tell you this. The biggest decisions, they are emotional first, rational second. And if you don't understand that, you will never ever sell to them. Today, I'm going to break down how founders actually make decisions, especially in healthcare, digital health, and early stage startups. Not theory, not MBA frameworks, but real, raw behavior. Because once you understand this, you stop pitching and you start closing. Let's start with the first story, the data that didn't win. I once worked with a digital health founder, brilliant, data driven, Stanford background. We bought them a solution that improved patient adherence, reduced readmissions, showed a clear ROI in under 6 months. The tech was perfect, but they said no. Why? Not because the numbers didn't make sense, but because this feels too much operational change right now. Translation, I don't have the bandwidth to deal with this. The first learning, founders don't buy based on ROI. If you want to learn more content about startups and their journey, please check my other videos. What founders do is they buy based on perceived disruption of the current system. If your solution feels like chaos, even if it's valuable, it's a no. The thing is, they don't look at what can be, but they sometimes look at how much does it take of themselves they have to put into the process. How much hard work do they have to do? What all inputs they have to give? How much system disruption it's going to cause in the current scenario? Because in healthcare is a field of very slow adoption. And any kind of even a small system disruptor is not going to help us in the long play. It's not going to help us in any way because healthcare can give you accolades, can applaud you for meaningful changes perceived by intellectuals, but when it comes to actual adoption, it doesn't happen so easily. Story 2, the expensive yes. Another founder, an oncology startup, Series A, not seed or pre-seed, but the next level. We pitched a much more expensive solution. Less proof, longer implementation timeline. They said yes pretty fast. Why? Because that aligns with where we are going as a company. Not where they were, but where they wanted to be, their vision. So, what is the learning too? Founders don't buy what solves today's problems, they buy what matches their identity into the future. If your pitch doesn't connect to their vision, you are invisible. And to open the curtains of darkness, you certainly will have to put in more effort. So, understanding the needs of your founders, understanding their vision, understanding what they actually set out to do is very crucial when you start making solutions or programs to adapt for them. Because what founders relate to is not money, its value, its impact, its what disruption, what are they actually helping build, how are they different from others, how are they adding value to the entire system, how many people's lives are they making a difference, how is it impacting them mentally, physically, emotionally, mainly. So these are the key factors that need to be addressed when you're giving or formulating a solution for any founder. Now, what is this? There is story 3, the third learning hidden here, the hidden fear. Our home health founder, scaling up pretty fast because we know there's a need in the community. On paper, our solution reduced staffing burden, but they kept delaying. Finally, they said, what if it doesn't work? And my team loses trust in the leadership. That was a real objection. Not budget, not timing, but their risk of their reputation. So, learning 3, every founder's decision is filtered through how does it make me look if it fails. Founders carry invisible pressure of investors, teams, patients, and outcomes. If your solution increases perceived risk, they will stall, even if they need it. So, reputation is a big thing when it comes to the founding principal person, because for them, they are devoting so much of their life, and their value is not just money. It is mainly persists of a perceived value, which is actually their reputation, because they are there to make a difference and hopefully a positive difference. That's the goal of any healthcare startup founder. If they are not able to achieve that goal, or you are not able to provide solutions that get them closer to their goal, you are not going to make them your client. There is no way you're gonna get an S from them. So let's break down how the founders actually decide. So there's the real decision model that founders use. Number 1, emotional filter first. Does this feel overwhelming? Does this create friction? Then there is an identity alignment. Does this match who I am becoming as a leader or who we are becoming as a company? Then risk to reputation. What happens if this fails publicly or internally? And then logic. ROI, the return on investment. Metrics, data. Data doesn't close deals. It just justifies decisions already made. So let me repeat. Founders decide based on their emotional filter first. Second, identity alignment. Third, risk to reputation. And finally, they use logic. Logic is to validate everything else after the first 3 decisions are made. So, if you're selling to founders, especially in healthcare, here's the shift. Stop saying, here's the ROI, here's the data. Start saying, here's how this fits into where you're going. Here's how we make this easy to adopt. Here's how we protect your downside. So, all my healthcare founders out there, all my healthcare visionaries who want to make a positive difference and impact, what beckons you to action? What makes you to take your decision quickly? The faster you take decisions based on how by your emotional frequency, the faster you get to your results. The faster you make an impact, the faster you make a difference, the faster you make a difference to your identity and your vision and your goal. So, if you want to learn more, please check out my other videos that are linked below.